Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's Brother Tazadak here of Israel. I'd like to start off by giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Right, today we're going into the book of Numbers, chapter 4. Going into Hebrew. Lord, will you edified, giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Let's get right into it. This is Numbers chapter 4 and verse 1, and it reads, Wayadabar Yahweh al Mashah, and he spoke the Lord unto Moses, Wa'al Aaron la Amar, and to Aaron to say, Nasha atha Ra'ash, Banaya Kwahath, meaning bear to the heads of the sons of the Kohathites, Mathawak Banaya Lawaya, from the midst of the sons of Levi, according to their clan, La Mashapatha Pashath Slakia La Mashapatham, to the house of their fathers, La Bayath Abatham, Maban Shalashim Shana, from the son of 30 years, Wama Ilah, and up, Wa'ad Ban Hamashim, and even, or Slakia, and even to the son of 50 years, Shana, Kal Ba'a Tazaba'a, right, meaning all that enter to the host, La Ishwath, meaning to do the business in the tent of gathering, which is Malakah Ba'achol Mawa'id, right? Za'ath Ibadath Banaya Kwahath, meaning this is the service of the sons of the Kohathites, Ba'achol Mawa'id Kwadash, in the tent of gathering, right? Which is Kwadash HaKwadashim, meaning the Holy of Holies, or the inner sanctuary of the tabernacle, right? Waba'a Aran, Wabanayawa, right? And will enter Aaron and his sons, Banasai, upon journeying, Ha-Machana, right? Of the camp, Wa-Haradwa, right? And will pull down to the veil of the Parakath, right? That word Parakath means veil, right? Ha-Masak, right? The curtain, right? Wakaswa, and its covering upon it, Baha, Atha Aran, Ha-Idath, and to the ark of the testimony, right? Wanathanwa Alayawa, right? And will place upon it, right, the coverings, Kasaya of Iwar, meaning skin, Tachash, badger, which are the skin of a badger, which would cover the holy items, Wa Parashwa, and will spread them out, Bagad, upon a garment, completely, right? Kalayal, right? Thakalath, meaning blue, Mal Ma'ala, meaning over and above it, right? Washamwa Bad Yawa, right? And they will place it alone or separate, right? Because that word Bad or Badad means alone or separate, right? Wa'al Shalachan, and upon the table, right? Which will be which is presented or display, Ha-Panayim, right? Yaparashwa, meaning they will spread out to it, bagad, meaning a garment of blue, takalath, wa nathanwa, and will place upon it elayawa, right? Atha haquayarath, right? Which is the dishes. Quaira is the singular for dish. Quairath is plural for dishes, right? Wa'atha hakapath, and the spoons, right? Kawap is the singular for spoon, right? Or kapa. Wa'atha ha manakwayath, right? And the bowls, right? Wa'atha kwashwath, and its jugs. Ha nasak, for libation, right? Because that word nasak means to pour, right? And that bowl for the libations, or Salakia, it was the jug of libation, right? Because the bowls, right, were which is the word hamanaquayath, right? The root word is nakwa or manak. Actually, let's get that real quick. Numbers 4 and 7, right? Which is the bowls for scattering the blood, right? Manakwayath, right? Which says bowls for libations, right? Sacrificial bowl, right? A bowl for blood, and that root word is nakwa, meaning to be pure, right? But there is actually another meaning. Salakia, let me get that. Scatter. Actually, I was looking for something else, right? So I'll just bring that up in later in the video, right? So you had the dishes, the spoons, the bowls, and the jugs for libation, walacham, chatamayad, and the bread, which will be continually upon it, meaning upon the table of display, elayawa, yahaya, upon it will be, right? So the table of display is shalachan hapanayim, right? Which is translated as table of display, right? Wa parashwa alayahan, and it will spread out, right? Upon it, bagad, a garment of crimson, which is talayat shanaya, right? Which is violet, for example, right? If you're not sure what crimson is, it's close to the color violet. Wakaswa, athawa, and will cover to it. Ba makasa, upon a covering of badger skin. Iwar skin, the tachash, meaning badger. Because here it's translated as dolphin skin. Now the meaning is very dubious as to what it is. Some translations say dolphin skin, some say badger skin, right? And let's see if we can get that real quick. Salakia. Numbers chapter 4. Just type it in right here. That's verse 8. Alright. Tachash. See, it says here badgers. Jacinius Hebrew Lexicon says Tachash, an obscure word, always in connection, right? The ancient virgins understand it to be the color of the skin, right? Let's see. Which sounds about right because Nachash means brass, right? So it has to be something brownish, right? Which would be most likely a badger skin, not a dolphin skin, right? It's just common sense, right? It says Tachash, to be an animal, the skins which were used both for covering of the holy tabernacle and for making shoes, right? So the translators understood it to be the seal or the badger, right? Let's see. So my estimation is that it would be badger skin, right? Washamwa ata badayawa, and we'll place to it by itself, right? Walakwahwa bagad takalath, and we'll take to it in a garment of blue. Wakaswa, and we'll cover to it, right? Atha manarath, to the menorah. Ha ma'awar, for the lighting. Wa atha narthaya, and for the lamps, right? Because that word nawar means a lamp, or the lamps, which is part of the menorah, right? Wa atha malakwahya, and to its tongs, right? Because it's a derivative of ma, meaning of, lakwah, meaning to take, which are the tongs, right? Wa'atha machathya, right? And the censers, right? Wa'atha kal kalaya, and to all the instruments, right? Of oil, shabana, ashar yasharathwa, which they will minister to it, laha, upon them, baham, right? Wanathan wa atha, and they will place to it, wa atha kal kalaya, salakia, and to all the instruments, right? Al makasa, to the covering of badger skin. Iwar tachash. Wanathanwa, will place to it al hamawat, meaning upon it a beam, right? Which is a carrying frame, right? Wa'al mazabach, and upon the altar of gold, hazachab, they will spread upon it, yaparashwa, in the garment, bagad, of blue, takalath, wakaswa, and will cover unto it, athawa, ba makasa, in the covering of badger skin, iwar thachash, washamwa, and will place it, right, to it, atha, badayawa, alone, right? Walakwahwa, Atha called Kalaya, and will take to all the instruments, right? Hasharath of the ministry, Ashur, Yasharathwa, which they will minister upon it, Bama in the sanctuary, Bakwadash, Wanathanwa, and will place to it, right, unto a garment, Al Bagad of blue, Takalath, Wakaswa, and will cover unto it, Atham, in a covering by Makasa of badger skin, Iwar Tachash, Wanathanwa, Al Hamawat, and will place unto it upon a beam, right? Wa Dashan Wa, right? And the which is that word Dashan means ashes, fat ashes, or this in this case is talking about the fat ashes collector, which was part of the altar, right? Which was like a screen that would go under the altar itself, right? Wa Dashanwa, right? And the fat ashes, right? Which was the fat ashes, right? Collector, right? Which is to the altar, Atha Hamazabach, Wa Parashwa, and was spread upon it, Eliyawa, Bagad, in a garment of purple, Argaman, right? Verse 14, Wanathanwa, right? Eliyawa, and will place upon it, Atha called Kalayawa, to all the instruments, Ashar, Yasharathwa, which they will minister upon it, Layawa, upon them, Baham, to, to the censers, Atha Hamachathath, right? That is the censers, Atha Hamazal Mazalgath, right? Which are the flesh hooks, right? Let's get that real quick. Numbers 4 and 14. Salakia, just bear with me. The word is mazalag, right? Mazalag, from the Arabic dalag, to draw out, right? The da and the za being interchanged. It says a fork for laying hold of pieces of flesh, right? For drawing them up, a flesh hook, right? So it's like a giant fork, right? Kind of like the ones that you use in cooking utensils today, which will look something like this. I'm sure you all have one of these in your kitchen, right? It should look something like this, right? Wa'atha ha yayam, right? And that is to the shovels, right? Let's get that. Because the root of that word means in the sense of to sweep, right? Yai or yaya, a shovel for taking away ashes, right? From the root yaya, to take away, right? Yaya, shovel, right? And it's a derivative of yaya, meaning to snatch away, to remove, to take away, to sweep, right? In the sense of sweeping, right? So they're not in the sense of scrapers, it's just they're shovels, right? Wa atha ha mazarak tha, right? Which are the bowls for scattering the blood, right? Let's get that real quick. Salakia, just bear with me. Mazarak, right? Which says basins, but it's not necessarily, right? It says a vessel out of which anything is sprinkled, a bowl, right? But it was a different bowl. It was a scattering bowl, because that word zarak literally means to scatter. Zarak, to sprinkle fluid or particles, scatter, sprinkle. Zarak literally means to scatter, right? The Arabic says darai, or dirai, right? To scatter. Zarak, to toss, to throw, to scatter abundantly, right? And this answers to the Aramaic, which says zarak, to disperse, right? Right, so that word ha mazarakta would be translated as the scattering bowls, right? Call kalaya, all the instruments of the altar, ha mazabach, wa parashwa, and will spread out upon them, layawa, right? Kasaya, meaning a covering, right? Of badger skin, right? Which is Iwar Takash, right? Washamwa, right? Meaning, and will place them alone, alone, right? As in separately. Badayawa, right? So you can just say that it means to place them separately, right? Or by themselves, right? Which makes more sense, right? Wakala, Aaron, Wabanyawa, right? And will complete Aaron and his sons to cover, right? La Kasath, to the holy things, Atha HaKodash, right? Wa Atha, call Kalaya, to all the instruments of the sanctuary, HaKodash, Ba Nasai, right? Upon journeying, the encampment, Ha Machana, Wa Ahorya Khan, and afterwards so they will enter Yaba'awa, Benaiah, Kohath, the sons of Kohath, to bear Lasha'ath, right? As in to bear the vessels upon their shoulders. Wala'a Yagaiwa, and they will not touch it, right? Al HaKodash, to the holy things. Wa Mathwa, and will die, right? Al-Ha, meaning these. Masha'ah, will bear the sons of Kohath, Benaiah, Kohath, in the tent of assemblage, Ba'achal, Mawa'id, right? Wa Pakwadath Eliezer, right? And will give them charge Eliezer, the son of Aaron, Ban Aran, the priest, Ha Kahan, right? The oil, Shaman, of lighting, Ha Ma'awar, and the incense, Wa Quatarath, and the spices, Ha Samyam, right? Because that word, the root word is sama, which means spices or spice, right? So if you want to say salt and spices, it would be malach wa samyam, right? Or singular would be sama, right? Wa manachath, right? And the offerings, right? Because in the translation it says the regular meal offering, right? But that actually means, it just means offering. Manachath, right? Ha tamayad, to be continually, right? And the offerings continually, right? Wa shaman, and the oil of anointing. Ha mashacha, right? Pakwadath, right? For the service of all the tabernacle. Call Hamashakan, Wakal Ashar Bawa, and all which will be upon it in the sanctuary, Bakodash, right? And all its instruments, Wa Bakalia Wa, right? Wa Yadabar Yahweh al Moshe, right? Wa al Aaron la Amar, meaning that he spoke the Lord unto Moses and unto Aaron to say, Al Takarayathwa, they will not be cut off, Atha Shabbat, to the tribe of the clans Mashapachta, of the Kohathites, right? Ha Kohathia, from the midst of the Levites, right? Matawak, Ha Lawayim, right? Verse 19, but Wazath Ishwa, right? And this they will do, right? Will be made for them, Laham, and will live. Wachayewa, Wala'a, Yamathwa, and they will not die, right? Bagash Thumb, upon going near to the Holy of Holies, Atha Quadash HaQuadashim, right? Aran, Wabanyawa, Aaron and his sons, they will enter. Yaba'awa, Wa Shamwa, right? And they will place unto them a thumb, a man to a man, Ayash, upon his service. Al Ibadathwa, Wa al Masha'awa, and to his burden, right? So in essence, it says what? That the Kohathites would bear the holy things of the tabernacle, but they would not cover them themselves. That would be the job of Aaron and his sons, right? Because they all had their various offices in dealing with the tabernacle, right? Wala'a Yaba'awa La Ra'awath, and they will not enter to see Kabalai, meaning the covering, Atha HaKodash, to the holy things, right? Wamathwa, and die, right? Now that word Balai It actually means, the root word means to swallow up, right? Or to swallow in general, right? But this is in a sense of completely covering the holy things, right? So the Kohathites were not to enter until all of the holy things were completely covered, right? Wayadabar Yahweh al-Moshe la Amar, meaning, and he spoke the Lord unto Moses to say, right? Nasha'ah ata ra'ash, lift or bear to the heads of the sons of Gershom, right? Benaiah, Garshan, right? Gam, Hama, even them, to the house of their fathers, Labayath, Abatham, according to their clans, La Mashapachtham, right? Maban Shalashiam, meaning from the son of 30, Shana, years, Wama Ilah, and up, Ad, meaning even, to the son of 50 years, right? Ban Hamashiam, Shana, right? Tapa Quad, you will give charge unto them, a thumb, right? Call Haba'ah, all that go in, unto the host. La Tazabah, right? Tazabah, right? To the host, right? For the service, La Ibad, right? Which they will service. Ibadah, and the tent of assemblage. Ba'achol Mawa'id, right? Za'ath Ibadath, this is the service of the clan Mashapachta of the Gershonites. Hagarashanya, right? La Ibad, to the service, right? And to their burden, right? So it says to their service and to their burden. Wala Masha'ah, right? Wa Nasha'awa, right? Meaning, and they will bear, right? Atha, Yarayath, right? Which is the hangings, right? Of the tabernacle. Hamashakan. And it says cloths here, but it actually means they were cloths that were hung, right? For the tabernacle, but that word Uriah, right? It literally means hanging, things that were hung, right? Or draped, right? Ha Mashakan, for the tabernacle, Wa'atha Achal, and to the tent of assemblage, Mawa'id, Makasawa, right? And its covering, Wa Makasa, and the covering, and will be covered in badger skin, right? Ha Takash. Now it doesn't say Iwar because it's already been established that they get wrapped up in the skin of the badger, right? Ashar Elayawa, which will be upon them, right? Mal Ma'ala, meaning above and over it, right? Wa'ata Masak, into the screen of the door, Pathak, of the tent of assemblage, Achal Mawa'id, right? Wa'ata Qualaya, right? And to the curtains of the court, right? Ha Chatazar, right? So don't get that confused with your Uriah, right? That means the hangings of the tabernacle. The word Qualai literally means curtain or curtains. Qualaya, plural. Wa'atha Masak, and to the screen of the door, Pathach, of the gate Shayar of the court, Ha Chatazar Ashar al Hamashakan, which will be upon the tabernacle, right? Wa'al Hamazavach, and upon the altar round about, Saviab, right? Wa'atha Mayathar Yaham, and to its cords, right? Because that word Yathar, remember, it means cord, right? Which was placed upon the pillars, right? To keep the pillars in place, right? Wa'atha call Kalaya into all the instruments of their service, Ibad thumb, right? Wa'atha call Ashar into all that which, right? They will do, Ya Aisha, which will be done for them, right? Laham, according to their service. Wa Ibad, and their service. Wa Ibad wa, right? Verse 27. Al Paya Aran, right, upon the mouth of Aaron and his sons. Wa Banyawa, right, will be Thahaya, call Ibadath, all the service of the sons of Gershon. Benaiah, Hagarash Naya, Hagar Shanaya, Hagar Salaki, Benaiah, Hagarashnya, right? Lakal, Masha'am, and to all their burdens. While Lakal, Ibad Thumb, and to all their service, right? Salaki. Wa Paquad Thumb, right? And will be given a charge upon them, Elayaham, right? Ba Mashamarath, right? Upon their service, right? Atha call Masha'am, to all of their burdens, right? So it says, right, so that was the job of the Gershonites, right? The hangings of the enclosure, the screen, the entrance of the gate, the entrance that surrounds the tabernacle, the cords, the altar, right? All the service equipment, all the accessories, etc., and etc. Right? So it was the duty of the Gershonites, all their porterage and all their service, right? And it will be given the orders by Aaron and his sons, right? To give them the responsibility to attend to their service. Za'ath, Ibadath, this is the service. Mashapachta, of the clan of the sons of Gershon, right? Benaiah, Hagarashanya, right? Ba'achal, in the tent of assemblage, Mawa'id, Wamashamartham, right? And their service, Bayad, will be in the hand, or Slakia, and their charge will be in the hand of Ayathamar, the son of Aaron, the priest, Ban Aran HaKahan, right? Numbers 4 and 29. Benaiah, Merariah, right? The sons of the Merarites, according to their clans, Lamashapachtham, right? According to the house of their fathers, Labayath, Avatham, you will give charge unto them, Tapaquad, Atham, Maban Shalashiam, Shana, from the son of 30 years, Wama Ilah, and up, Wa'ad, ban chamashim, and even till the son of 50 years, shana, you will give them charge, thapakwadam, all that go in to the host, all that enter the host, call haba'a tazabah, right? La ibad, to serve, according to their service, ata ibadath, in the tent of assemblage, akal mawa'id. Numbers 4 and 31. Wazath, Mashamarath, and this will be the charge, Masha'am, which they will bear, Lakal, Ibadtham, to all their service. Ba'akal, Mawa'id, in the tent of assemblage, right? Which is the charge of the sons of Merari, right? Quarashia, meaning the planks of the tabernacle, Ha-Mashakan, and its bars, Wa-Barayak Yawa, right? And its pillars, Wa-Imad Yawa, and its sockets, Wa-Adanya Wa, right? Verse 32, Wa-Imadia Ha-Chatazar, and the pillars of the court round about, Sabiab, and its sockets, Wa-Adanyaham, and its pins, Wa-Yathad Thumb, right? So don't get Yathar confused with Yathad, right? Yathar, those are the cords. Yathad are the pins, right? For the planks, right? Wama Yathar Yaham, and its cords. Lakal Kalayaham, for all of its instruments, right? Wa Lakal Ibad Thumb, and to all of their service, right? Wa Bashamath, right? And upon which will be by name, or and upon its name, right? Which is just saying, every item will be kept and transferred according to its classification, right? Thapakwadwa, right? You will give charge, right, to the instruments, Atha Kalaya, right? Masha Marath, right? And to the charge, to the service of their burden, Masha'am, right? Numbers 4 and 33, Za'ath Ibadath, this is the service of the clan, Mashapaktha, of the sons of Merari, Benaiah Merariah, Lakal Ibadatham, to all of their service, and the tent of assemblage, Ba'achal Mawa'id, in the hand, which will be in the hand, Bayad of Ayathamar, the son of Aaron the priest, which says Ban Aaron HaKahan. Numbers chapter 4 and 34. Waya Paquad Moshe, right? And he will give charge Moses, Wa Aaron and Aaron, Wa Nashaya Aya, right? And the rulers of the company or congregation, Ha-Idath, Atha Benaiah, Ha-Kohathia, right? To the sons of the Kohathites, right? So it says, according to their clans, Lamashapachtam, Wala Bayath, Abatham, and according to the house of their fathers, right? So Moses was the one in charge, and then Aaron, and then the chiefs, or Salakia, the rulers of each respective clan of Levi, right? Which is why it says Nashaya Ayu, right? Because these were the rulers which were over those specific tribes or clans, Salakia. Verse 35, Maban Shalashiam, from the son of 30 years, Shana, Wama'ila, and up, Wa'id, and even, to the son of 50 years old, Ban Hamashiam, right? Shana, called Haba'ah, all that enter to the host, La Tazabah, La Ibadah, right, to their service in the tent of assemblage, Ba'achol Mawa'id, right? Wahayawa, Pakwad Yaham, and they were registered, they, according to their clans, Lamashapachtam, which were 1,000 alapium, or Salakia, that's 2,000 alapium, right? Alap is 1,000, alapium is 2,000. 7 Shabai, 100 Mawath, and 50 Wahamashim, right? So it's 2,750. Verse 37, Alha, Pakwadia, right? These were registered according to their clans, or Salakia, of the clan Mashapachta of the Kohathites, right? Ha Kwachathia, call Ha'ibad, all that service, right? Ba'achal Mawa'id, in the tent of assemblage. Ashar Paquad, which were registered by Moses and Aaron, Masha wa Aran, Al Payah Yahweh, upon the mouth of the Lord, in the hand of Moses, Payad Masha, right? Let's see how many verses we got left. So this is why I was kind of going a little bit quick, just to kind of run through it, because this is more so, just getting the basics pat down, like the instruments, getting familiar with the uses of each instrument, right? Everything else is just, you're going to be reading essentially the same thing, right? So like I said in previous videos, you can actually slow down the pace of the video by going to your settings to the top right of your screen in the YouTube, right? So where was I? Verse 45, or Slakia 46. Call Hapaquadium, right? All that were registered, Ashar, Paquad, which registered Moses and Aaron, Masha wa Aaron, and the rulers of Israel, wa Nashaya Yasha'ala, to the Levites, Atha Halawayim, according to their clans, La Mashapachtam, and to the house of their fathers, La Walabayath Abatham, right? So essentially it says all of those which were registered, which registered Moses and Aaron, right? And the rulers of Israel, to the Levites according to their clans, to the house of their fathers, right? Maban Shalashiam, from the son of 30 years, Shana, and up, Wama'ila, Wa'id, and Eden, to the son Ban Hamashim of 50 years, Shana, Kal Haba'ah, right, all that enter to service, La Ibad, in the Ibadath, right, to their service, right, Ibadah, in which they will service, right, Wa Ibadath, and to their service, Masha'ah, according to their burden, and the tent of assemblage, Ba'achol Mawa'id, Wa Yahayiwa, Paquad Yaham, and these were registered, and they were registered, right, Shamanath, meaning 8, Alapium, 1,000, Wachamash, Ma'ath, and 580, Wa Shamanium, right? That's 8,580. Verse 49. Al Paya Yahweh Paquad Atham. Upon the mouth of the Lord they were given the charge unto them. In the hand of Moses, Bayad Moshe, Ayash, meaning a man to man, according upon his service. Al Ibadathwa, and upon his burden. Wa al Masha'awa, Wa Paquad Yawa, right? And they were registered, right? Ashar Tazawa, which commanded the Lord Yahweh unto Moses. Ata Moshe, right? So with that, it's Brother Yatazadak, Hero Israel. This is Numbers chapter 4. Going into the Hebrew, Lord willing, you were edified. Once again, giving honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the others and apostles, Great Millstone. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abad Babal, and Shalom.